Hello again. Okay, we're on tablet 3 of the Emerald Tablets of Thoth the Atlantean. The Key of Wisdom is what it's called. So let's get to it. I, Thoth the Atlantean, give of my wisdom, give of my knowledge, give of my power. Freely I give to the children of men. Give that they too might have wisdom to shine through the world from the veil of the night. Wisdom is power, and power is wisdom, one with each other, perfecting the whole. Be thou not proud, O man, in thy wisdom. Discourse with the ignorant as well as the wise. If one comes to thee full of knowledge, listen and heed, for wisdom is all. Keep thou not silent when evil is spoken, for truth like the sunlight shines above all. He who oversteppeth the law shall be punished, for only through law comes the freedom of men. Cause thou not fear, for fear is a bondage, a fetter that binds the darkness to men. Follow thine heart during thy lifetime. Do thou more than is commanded of thee. When thou hast gained riches, follow thou thine heart. For all these are of no avail if thine heart be weary. Diminish thou not the time of following thine heart. It is abhorred of the soul. They that are guided go not astray, but they that are lost cannot find a straight path. If thou go among men, make for thyself love, the beginning and end of the heart. If one cometh unto thee for counsel, let him speak freely, that the thing for which he hath come to thee may be done. If he hesitates to open his heart to thee, it is because thou, the judge, doeth the wrong. Repeat thou not extravagant speech, neither listen thou to it, for it is the utterance of one not in equilibrium. Speak thou not of it, so that he before thee may know wisdom. Silence is of great profit, and abundance of speech profiteth nothing. Exalt not thine heart above the children of men, lest it be brought lower than the dust. If thou be great among men, be honored for knowledge and gentleness. If thou seekest to know the nature of a friend, ask not his companion, but pass a time alone with him, debate with him, testing his heart by his words and his bearing. That which goeth into the storehouse must come forth, and things that are thine must be shared with a friend. Knowledge is regarded by the fool as ignorance, and the things that are profitable are to him hurtful. He liveth in death. It is therefore his food. The wise man lets his heart overflow, but keeps silent his mouth. O man, listen to the voice of wisdom. Listen to the voice of light. Mysteries there are in the cosmos that unveiled fill the world with their light. Let he who would be free from the bonds of darkness first divine the material from the immaterial, the fire from the earth. For know ye that as earth descends to earth, so also fire ascends unto fire and becomes one with fire. He who knows the fire that is within himself shall ascend unto the eternal fire and dwell in it eternally. Fire, the inner fire, is the most potent of all fours, for it overcometh all things and penetrates to all things of the earth. Man supports himself only on that which resists. So earth must resist man, else he existeth not. All eyes do not see with the same vision, for to one an object appears of one form and color, and to a different eye of another. So also the infinite fire, changing from color to color, is never the same from day to day. Thus speak I, Thoth, of my wisdom. For a man is a fire burning bright through the night, never is quenched by the veil of the darkness, never is quenched by the veil of the night. Into men's hearts I looked by my wisdom, found them not free of the bondage of strife. Free from the toils, thy fire, O brother, lest it be buried in the shadow of night. Hark ye, O man, and listen to this wisdom. Where do name and form cease? Only in consciousness, invisible, infinite force of radiant bright. The forms that ye create by brightening thy vision are truly effects that follow thy cause. Man is a star bound to a body, until in the end he is freed through his strife. Only by struggle and toiling thy utmost shall the star within thee bloom out in new life. He who knows the commencement of all things, free is his star from the realm of night. Remember, O man, that all which exists is only another form of that which exists not. Everything that has being is passing into yet another being, and thou thyself art not an exception. Consider the law, for all is law. Seek not that which is not of the law, for such exists only in the illusions of the senses. Wisdom cometh to all her children, even as they cometh unto wisdom. All through the ages the light has been hidden. Awake, O man, and be wise. Deep in the mysteries of life have I traveled, seeking and searching for that which is hidden. Listen ye, O man, and be wise. Far neath the earth crust, in the halls of Amenti, mysteries I saw that are hidden from men. Oft have I journeyed the deep hidden passage, looked on the light that is life among men. There neath the flowers of life ever living, searched I the hearts and the secrets of men. Found I that man is but living in darkness, light of the great fire is hidden within. Before the lords of hidden Amenti learned I the wisdom I give unto men. Masters are they of the great secret wisdom, brought from the future of infinity's end. 7 are they, the lords of Amenti, overlords they of the children of morning, sons of the cycles, masters of wisdom. Formed are they not as the children of men. 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, 9 are the titles of the masters of men. Far from the future, formless yet forming, came they as teachers for the children of men. Live they forever, yet not of the living, bound not to life, and yet free from death. Rule they forever with infinite wisdom, bound yet not bound to the dark halls of death. Life they have in them, yet life that is not life. Free from all are the lords of the all. Forth from them came forth the Logos, instruments they of the power or all. Vast is their countenance, yet hidden in smallness, formed by a forming, known yet unknown. 3 holds the key of all hidden magic, creator he of the halls of the dead. Sending forth power, shrouding with darkness, binding the souls of the children of men. Sending the darkness, binding the soul force, director of negative to the children of men. 4 is he who looses the power, Lord he of life to the children of men. Light is his body, flame is his countenance, freer of souls to the children of men. 5 is the master, the Lord of all magic, key to the word that resounds among men. 6 is the Lord of light, the hidden pathway, path of the souls of the children of men. 7 is he who is Lord of the vastness, master of space and key of the times. 8 is he who orders the progress, weighs and balances the journey of men. 9 is the Father, vasty of countenance, forming and changing from out of the formless. Meditate on the symbols I give thee. Keys are they, though hidden from men. Reach ever upward, O soul of the morning. Turn thy thoughts upward to light and to life. Find in the keys of the numbers I bring thee, light on the pathway from life unto life. Seek ye with wisdom, turn thy thoughts inward. Close not thy mind to the flower of light. Place in thy body a thought-formed picture. Think of the numbers that lead thee to life. Clear is the pathway to he who has wisdom. Open the door to the kingdom of light. Pour forth thy flame as a son of the morning. Shut out the darkness and live in the day. Take thee, O man, as part of thy being, the 7 who are but are not as they seem. Opened, O man, have I my wisdom. Follow the path in the way I have led. Masters of wisdom, son of the morning light, and life to the children of men. Voila. So that's the key of wisdom. And remember, he said keys are symbols, even words are keys. So it starts out like Proverbs, right? So it's like a book of advice, right? Like, this is just really, really smart stuff that you guys should continue to do, right? Like, 10 Commandments situation. So wisdom is power and power is wisdom, one with each other perfecting the whole. That to me says there's a cycle, right? You get wisdom and then you get power, and that's how that works. There's wisdom and then there's power, and then there's wisdom and then there's power. And you have to keep going on that cycle to maintain each or both, I guess. Sorry, my hands are frozen and I can't feel anything. And then he says, be thou not proud, O man, in thy wisdom, discourse with the ignorant as well as the wise. And yeah, that's the arrogance of academia is a thing. Like, if you're not peer reviewed, I don't even want to hear what you have to say. Yeah, that's that limits you. That limits your audience. That limits your message, and it limits the capacity to expand to other people's minds. So don't be an ass, essentially. If you know stuff, share it. If someone acts like they know stuff, listen to it, and then discern, right? Keep thou not silent when evil is spoken. So like, if you know better, you know, I'm not saying like call everybody out to be a dick, but like call somebody out and be like, did you research that? Where did you learn that? Because I feel like I might have a different perspective on that. Or I feel like I have other knowledge that you don't have that might change your perspective. You know, don't be a dick about it, but like, you know, don't let people walk around, you know, spitting bullshit. He who oversteppeth the law shall be punished. Okay, we're not talking about man laws here. We're talking about natural laws. The natural laws, the hermetic natural laws, like mentalism, correspondence, vibration, polarity, rhythm, cause and effect, gender. These are the laws he's talking about, okay? We're not talking about man laws. But also it's accurate to both. I'm not going to lie, but, you know, he who oversteppeth the law shall be punished. Like, that's a true story. But, you know, natural laws. So if you know, like, that's what dark magic is, utilizing the natural laws for personal gain or whatever. Don't do that. Cause thou not fear, for fear is a bondage, a fetter that binds the darkness to men. That one's huge, okay? Intimidation doesn't have the karmic residue you're looking for, okay? It gets the job done in the moment, sure, but long-term, big picture, it is karmically damaging for you specifically if you're the one that utilizes intimidation, is what I'm saying. Not saying that, you know, we don't all do it, but like, these are control dramas that you don't really profit from eventually. And then what it does to other people, you know, like, it's, you're planting seeds here, and seeds grow on their own without you. You know, you can't say, you know, boogeyman, and then walk away, and then 20 years later come back and be surprised that these people are still, you know, inherently terrified of a boogeyman. You planted that seed forever ago. Thanks for that. Follow thine heart during thy lifetime. Do more than is commanded of thee. Yeah, give your whole ass, okay? At work, at home, at school, with friends. Don't half-ass people. Also bad karma. Also says a lot about who you are as a person, right? When thou hast gained riches, follow thou thine heart, for all of these are of no avail if thine heart be weary. Yep. Money can't buy happiness, but it can help you give happiness away. Diminish thou not the time of following thine heart. It is abhorred of the soul. Like, literally, your emotional center, doesn't like when you're selfish. Doesn't like when you just do the hamster wheel of, you know, make money, pay bills, make money, pay bills, make money, pay bills, and do nothing else, and just disappear into your video games or your, you know, whatever distraction you have. The soul doesn't like that. It's not progressing that way. It's just bored. So follow your heart. Do what your heart wants to do, because that's your truth. That strengthens your Manipura. That's you doing you. Your truth. That's right living. They that are guided go not astray, but they that are lost cannot find a straight path. Don't get lost in your distractions. Follow your guide. Your higher spirit, your spirit guides, those are all versions of you trying to redirect you. Listen to them. If thou go among men, make for thyself love, the beginning and end of the heart. So anything that you give, project out into the universe, into the world, into the people around you or whatever, you can't take that back. You can't unproject something, right? So just be very cautious and discriminating when you interact with people, because you can't ever take that back. No apology can undo, you know, whatever seeds you planted. So make sure that it's love-based, right? If one cometh unto thee for counsel, let him speak freely, that the thing for which he hath come to thee may be done. Listen, be a good listener. Just listen, like let them speak all of their bullshit and all of their excuses and all of their woe pitiful me. And if they ask for your advice, give it to them. Neutrally, like third person perspective. Don't, be all like, you this, you that, you this, you don't, you can't. Don't treat people like they are their behaviors. Okay. They're not. Behaviors are learned, which means they can always change. But people are not their behaviors. They're just in the hamster wheel, going through the motions. They don't understand. They just need understanding. If you have understanding, share that with them. If they don't receive it, that is not on you. That's on them. But you tried, so. If he hesitates to open his heart to thee, it's because thou, the judge, doeth the wrong. Right. Like if you're just too critical, or you're just like, oh, here's how to fix your problem, and you don't really listen to how they feel about it, you don't even really know what the problem is. You're just listening to the side effects, like my tummy hurts. Okay, well, take medicine. Now your tummy doesn't hurt anymore. No, that's not the problem. The problem is what caused the tummy to hurt. The problem is that they're eating this whatever they're putting into it. That's the problem. If you're not listening, you're only treating the symptoms, is what I'm saying. Repeat thou not extravagant speech, neither listen thou to it. Okay, the first thing that comes to my head about that is like music, like specifically rap music. No offense, okay? I like the poeticness, I guess, of rap. However, the content is garbage. The content is garbage because you've heard it and you know what garbage is. And the content is garbage. So there are those that have something to say that's worth hearing. And, you can use your discrimination and figure out which one that is. But if you start hearing something that is only making you dumber or angrier or, whatever, if it's causing you to blend with a vibration that is lower than where you're trying to be headed, stop listening to that. It is part of your energetic diet. It is part of your intake, your daily intake. So you are every day giving more energy to that which pulls you away from your goal. Does that make sense? So yeah, the movies you watch, the TV shows you watch, the music you listen to especially, all of this is part of your energetic diet, and your energetic diet affects your aura and your mind space, and the vibration. It affects it all. So anything in your energetic diet needs to be headed toward your goal. Otherwise, it's pulling you away from it. It is the utterance of one not in equilibrium. But also, yeah, if you're not smarter than me, or at least, like at my level or something, I should probably not take your advice or put your energy in my space every day. It's like the Teletubbies. Like, this is just making kids dumber. It's not helping them at all. Not in equilibrium. Speak thou not of it, so that he before thee may know wisdom. Yeah, don't gossip or don't spread garbage. Like if somebody's says something really dumb, and then your instinct is to turn around and be like, listen to this dumb shit I heard. Don't do that. Only spread wisdom. Only say things that are going to be profitable to others. Again, with the fact that you can't undo things or unsay things. Silence is of great profit, and abundance of speech profiteth nothing. I'm gonna quote Hamilton again. Talk less, smile more. Don't let them know what you're against or what you're for, until you can discern whether or not they're going to receive it at all with understanding. Exalt not thine heart above the children of men, lest it be brought lower than the dust. That's pretty much self-explanatory, right? If thou be great among men, be honored for knowledge and gentleness. Yeah, you can be famous, but what are you famous for? I mean, I don't want to have to throw out names or whatever, but famous people are famous for a certain thing, and your reputation kind of limits your audience again. Also, just you can't change your reputation. The version of you that people have in their head is is stuck in their head, and you can't change that. And they get it on their own based off of how you act around them, or what they hear about you or see you doing or whatever. So your reputation is not in your control. You have no idea, nor can you change the minds of people. You can't change a man's mind. You can change his heart, but he still has to change his own mind, right? If thou seekest to know the nature of a friend, ask not his companion, but pass the time alone with him. Don't be like, hey, I believe everything I hear about you. Don't do that. You sit down, have a bonfire, have a man-to-man, have a heart-to-heart, and discern for yourself the state of this person, Take the time. That's it. Debate with him, testing his heart by his words and his bearing. You just read people, That which goeth into the storehouse must come forth. You can't take shit with you, by the way. All this hoarding and, money mongering and just, savings accounts and 401ks and all this extra shit. You can't take shit with you. So there's no point in not enjoying it and not sharing it while you're alive. Like, I get you need, a safety net or whatever, retirement, cool. But don't be a dick and a hoarder. It makes no sense. Knowledge is regarded by the fool as ignorance, and the things that are profitable are to him hurtful. He liveth in death, it is therefore his food. Again, self-explanatory, right? If you try and give people advice and they're like, no, I'm going to do it this way anyway, stop giving them advice. Also, people learn from their mistakes, so maybe they need to make mistakes. I think that's kind of how it works. The wise man lets his heart overflow, but keeps silent his mouth. Again, talk less. Smile more. Oh man, listen to the voice of wisdom. Listen to the voice of light. He's just so passionate about everything he's saying. I love him. Mysteries there are in the cosmos that unveiled fill the world with their light. You will see shit differently. You can't unsee the shit. So you see shit differently when you expand your perception to be able to see more. Everything looks different at that point, Let he who would be free from the bonds of darkness first divine the material from the immaterial, the fire from the earth. And this is why all of the, hidden truths are hidden in alchemy and dark sayings and elemental sayings and stuff. Divine the material from the immaterial, the fire from the earth. Well, fire is spirit and will and intangible things, and earth is the opposite of that. Earth is material substance and matter and covering of things, or hiding the light of things because there's so many lights all connected, For as the earth descends to earth, so also fire ascends unto fire. Case in point. I just put fire at the end of my cigarette, and it's not going down. Gravity's not pulling it. It's going up. And that's just a material representation of what he's talking about. Earthly things go back to where they came from, the earth, right? Your body, you can't take it with you. The fire in you, well, that can go wherever it wants. It goes up. It goes up. It doesn't go down, it goes up. He who knows the fire that is within himself shall ascend into the eternal fire and dwell in it eternally. Once you know that you're not the body, then you kind of live with a perspective of you're not the body. And everything is just lighter, just freer. You just released from that stress and worry of survival instincts. Survival instincts are cool for while you're here, but you don't really need that anywhere else because you don't have to struggle to survive anywhere else. Fire, the inner fire, is the most potent of all force, for it overcometh all things and it penetrates to all things of the earth. This is part of Isaac Newton's summary, right? He definitely included this part. Find me something that doesn't burn up. Find me something you can't burn. I'll wait. Man supports himself only on that which resists. Okay, this is positive and negative, right? Negative being the below and positive being the above, and the below always being the support system, right? That's why it's assigned to women. Just saying, we are the support system of everything. Specifically men, though. I'm kidding. We're all hermaphrodite inside. So earth must resist man, else he existeth not. In this plane, there has to be duality. Duality has to exist in this plane, otherwise nothing can be interactive, tangible, right? There has to be electrons and protons with a neutron balance, otherwise it all falls apart. So earth must resist man. That's why the struggle is so real, on purpose. All eyes do not see with the same vision, for to one an object appears one form and color, and to a different eye another. So also is the infinite fire changing from color to color. It is never the same from day to day. This is how the infinite fire is like your aura or your spiritual growth, right? So it changes, but also it changes via perspective, is what he's saying. All eyes don't see with the same vision. There is no one reality. There are as many realities as there are observers. We all live in a collective environment where all the realities can exist and coexist and interact with each other, but really there is no one reality. I mean, yes, two people can agree on something and that makes it stronger, but I'm gonna say this is purple and you're gonna say it's blue, and we're just never gonna agree on that because we have different levels of perception. And my nervous system functions for that certain wavelength vibration and responds and interprets it as purple, and yours by a, whatever, the same blue. And you could agree with me that it's purple, but in your head, you recognize it as blue, and that's cool. It's a perspective thing, right? So the same thing is for everything. You can say the word, any word. I could say flower, and you would think of something differently than I would. You would think of, yellow sunflower, and I would think of a red rose, you know what I'm saying? But we're both thinking flower, but it's two different aspects of flower. Do you see what I'm saying? So there's as many colors in the crayon box. That's how many different perspectives there are of the same freaking thing, right? So like nothing is solid. Everything is perspective based, is what he's trying to say. Everything. So you have to be very careful when you communicate, especially with words, especially with English, because fuck English has a shit ton of words that could mean 700 things. Fuck being one of them, right? So he's just trying to tell you, just be aware that people aren't going to receive you the way that you intend to be received, because they receive things differently than you receive them, or differently than you intend, right? Everybody has their own opinion and their own perspective. So be familiar with people's perspective level as you're communicating with them, and, respond in a language they can understand. If you have to over elaborate, do so. I do it often, actually. So also is your aura. So like your auric field and your spiritual growth, also they change every day because you're adding data every day, right? So, you know things now you didn't know yesterday, which changes your perspective, like in general, not just of that thing, just in general. Like I remember, like forever ago, before I started all of my research and stuff, I found out there was more Bible. Like some Bibles have more, and I was like, what? There's more Bible? Because I grew up, I grew up Lutheran, so I grew up with the Christian Bible, and then I found out that the Catholic Bible has like 9 more books in it that we didn't get, and I was like, what the fuck? There's always more. But yeah, it changed my whole life, my whole perspective on everything, because then I started like rabbit holing into Apocrypha and all of that. But thank God I did. Anyway, thus speak I taught of my wisdom. For man is a fire. It says, for a man, not for man, for a man is a fire burning bright through the night. never is quenched by the veil of the darkness, never is quenched by the veil of the night. Like you, the you that is you, the part of you that is you, not the body, part of you that is you, it only grows. It doesn't ever get, smaller or dumber or whatever. It only adds data. If you don't utilize that data for spiritual growth purposes, that's on you, but you're still constantly collecting data. So, samsara doesn't affect that. Into men's hearts, I looked by my wisdom. That could mean the emotional state of men, or it could just mean the core of men, or whatever, makes them tick. Found them not free of the bondage of strife. I'm going to say that's either like physical labor, because that's a thing that they don't have to do, or just emotional damage, right? That we do to ourselves. Either or, it was concerning and heartwarming for him. So, free from thy toils, thy fire, O my brother, lest it be buried in the shadow of night. That's the hamster wheel. Hark ye, O man, and listen to this wisdom. Where do name and form cease? Only in consciousness, invisible, an infinite force of radiant bright. I love that. That's like my favorite. So I always said, if I had like a secret meeting or something, and you like knock on the door and you have to have like a password to come in, that would be it. So like I would open like the little eye thing and be like, where do name and form cease? And then there was only one correct answer. And if you give me the correct answer, then I'll open the door, right? And it's like, you have to say only in consciousness, invisible, an infinite source of radiant bright. And boom, I open the door and you come in my head. That's how that works. It's a great password. It's beautiful. But it's so true. Name and form, they only exist here in the physical realm. They only exist in the conscious physical realm. In the subconscious or non-physical realms, names and forms are blurry, right? Blurred lines. You can see this in your dream state, right? So you're interacting with somebody, but they don't look like them normally, right? Or you're interacting with somebody and you can't remember their name, but you know their face or whatever. Name and form don't matter. They only matter here because we need to categorize things and put them into little boxes that make sense in our head so that we can search them back up again, which is compartmentalization. Hark ye, O man, and listen to this wisdom. I love that. The forms ye create by brightening thy vision are truly effects that follow thy cause. And that makes sense, right? So in the mental realm, you create things. And when you brighten your vision, or when you raise your vibration, you can create more things, better things, more karmically profitable things, things that will benefit your cause, right? And everything is cause and effect. And that's how karma works. That's how entropy works. Everything cause and effect is that. So be very cautious of the causes you create. I'm creating a cause right now. And my intention with this cause is to share understanding, or to open up at least the intention of understanding. My goal is that sharing my concepts of the Emerald Tablets will at least pique interest of you guys to do research on your own and determine what it means to you. Like whatever messages Thoth has messages for each of us, but they might not be the same, and I might be way off. And 5 years from now, I might reread them again and have a totally different perspective, which I'm kind of hoping, because that means I'm growing. But for the moment, my goal is to inspire you to do your own research and open your mind to the concept of allegorical texts not being so hard to comprehend. Anyway, create more perfect causes. Man is a star bound to a body, until in the end he is freed through his strife. Yeah? That's pretty self-explanatory, right? Only by struggle and toiling thy utmost shall the star within thee bloom out in new life. Yeah, it's effort. It's effort. All a woman really wants is effort. Just effort. He who knows the commencement of all things, free is his star from the realm of night. Yeah, you graduate the game, you don't have to play anymore. Or you can play at a different level. Remember, O man, all that which exists is only another form of that which exists not. Everything that has being is passing into yet another being, and thou thyself are not an exception. And he's like, not even just material things, like things that you can interact with, especially, but everything that exists is only a shadow of something that doesn't exist. There's always the polarity. There's always the duality, right? The shadow is the potential, and then, the thing in existence is the active, right? There's always both sides. Consider the law, for all is law. Seek not that which is not of the law, for such exists only in the illusions of the senses. Yeah, pretty much self-explanatory. Again, not like man law, like natural laws of physics, things like that. And then also, the laws of karma and, don't be a dick. Because anything that you interact with your sensory perception is not, it only exists here. It doesn't go with you anywhere else. Only the data goes with you. Only the experience. Everything that you can sense with your sensory perception is just part of a lesson plan. You're supposed to learn something from it and move on. Don't carry it with you. Don't get attached to it. Wisdom cometh to all her children, even as they cometh unto wisdom. What you are seeking is seeking you back. And that goes for everything. All through the ages, the light has been hidden. Awake, O man, and be wise. Hidden, but not gone. Just not easily accessible. And especially now that we're all literate, or most of us are literate, like this is the first time in a very, very long time that most of the world has been literate. And I don't even want to say all of the world, I want to say most of the world. At least in the cities anyway. Deep in the mysteries of life have I traveled, seeking and searching for that which is hidden. Listen, O man, and be wise. Far neath the earth crust, in the halls of Amenti, far neath the earth crust, beyond physical matter, in the halls of Amenti, we talked about this last video, halls being a sacred space separated for the purpose of some kind of sacred activity, right? And then Amenti being their name for the separate spaces assigned to us to learn and grow. Mysteries I saw that are hidden from men, from sensory perception. That's it. Not hidden access, not that we don't have access to it, but that only using our sensory perception does not allow us to see these things. Off have I journeyed the deep hidden passage, looked on a light that is life among men. That's like the holographic theory, I guess. I'm gonna go with holographic theory. But essentially he's like downloading like the Akashic record or uploading into it. I don't know, but he's privy to data that we aren't with our sensory perception. There neath the flowers of life ever living, searched I the hearts and the secrets of men. Found I that man is but living in darkness. Light of the great fire is hidden within. That's the hamster wheel. So him, from his fifth dimensional perspective, looking at everything in a way that there's no separation and all the fractals show the kaleidoscope and he can see it all as one picture, or he can see it all as separate pictures, but he knows that it's all part of one, right? We're not on that level. So we see things quite differently, and that we only interact with darkness using our sensory perception only. Light of the great fire is hidden within. Before the lords of hidden amenti learned I the wisdom I give unto men. Masters are they of this great secret wisdom, brought from the future of infinity's end. 7 are they, the lords of amenti, overlords they of the children of morning. Sons, S-U-N, sons of the cycles, masters of wisdom. These are your chakras we're getting into, right? So he's like, okay, full chakra, full kundalini meditation. Here's what I learned, okay, about the chakras. Formed are they not as the children of men. 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, 9 are the titles of the masters of men. Far from the future, formless yet forming, came they as teachers for the children of men. Live they forever, yet not of the living. Bound not to life, and yet free from death. Rule they forever with infinite wisdom, bound yet not bound to the dark halls of death. The dark halls of death are, the bodies, the physicality in general. And then, your chakras are not physical. They're there, but they're not, they're interactive in the physical realm as your chakras, but that's as close as they can get, right? Essentially ghosts in this realm. But they're there, and you can feel them, and you can utilize them, and you can draw power from them, and you can recharge them, but they're not bound to the body, like the consciousness currently is. Life they have in them, yet life that is not life. Free from all are the lords of the all. And I wonder if that means you keep them like the same chakras, your whole experience, all the way back to source. I wonder. We'll see. Forth from them came forth the logos, instruments they of the power o'er all. Logos is literally back to the etymology. Logos is the origin of the word logic. So it's Greek. It means reason, aka consciousness or understanding or awareness. You're born with awareness, but awareness is what gives you individuality, that that you're different from everything that you're looking at or interacting with. And then your parents start calling you by a name, so you identify as that, but you understand that you are that, which is separate from that. That's it. Awareness, you're born with that's part of your chakra system, part of the survival instincts. You get awareness, you get individuality, and then you get survival instincts. So that's why you can eat as soon as you're born. But yeah, forth from the chakras, that's where your awareness, individuality, and consciousness stem from. And prove me wrong, bruh. Find me the place in the brain that contains consciousness. I'll wait. Vast is their countenance, yet hidden in smallness. Formed by a forming, known yet unknown. I'm gonna be that's some kind of physics shit that we haven't learned yet. But vast is their countenance, so they're, far-reaching, but hidden in smallness, as in, dare I say quantum again? Maybe. We'll see. 3 holds the key of all hidden magic. We're talking about Muladhara chakra now. Hidden and magic are your keywords there. Hidden just means you can't interact, sensory perception. And then, magic is just thoughts collapsing into possibility, right? Or physics. Magic is just physics. So we're talking about darkness here. Creator he of the halls of the dead. In that, via your Muladhara chakra, your survival instincts are what cause you to see things and interact with them as reality. You have to kind of believe that it's real in order for you to play the game, right? So the body comes with its own glorious system of protection, self-awareness, self-protection, right? And part of that is in consciousness. It has to be, because the consciousness is the only thing that's real. So your body has to convince your consciousness that everything it's interacting with is real. Hence, hidden magic, halls of the dead. 3 holds the key of all hidden magic. Creator he of the halls of the dead. Sending forth power, shrouding with darkness, binding the souls of the children of men. binding the souls to the physical plane because they think that's all there is. Shrouding with darkness, giving you sensory perception that convinces you that things are real. Director of negative to the children of men. Negative is essential, right? Support system. Also, a form of resistance. So, negative 3 is the Muladhara chakra. Muladhara chakra is the negative end of the chakra pole. And it has to be that way so it can magnetically ground you to the earth in the body so that the body can recharge utilizing the earth energy. 4 is he who looses the power. Lord he of life to the children of men. And now we're talking about Swadhisthana, which lives in your sexual organs or that operates your sexual organs. You can thank Swadhisthana for orgasms because that's when you instinctively utilize the energy there. That is a wild, feral use of it. Okay, instinctive use of it. You don't mean to do it, but once you learn how to do it, you can't really stop yourself from doing it. Like it's your whole teenager years is pretty much mastering the 4th chakra. Good for you. Let's move on. Looses the power of regeneration, cell division, making babies. This is your spirit buying itself more time via a future body. And that's a function that's algorithms programmed into the body. You don't have to be taught to do this. 5 is the master, the lord of all magic, key to the word that resounds among men. That is your Manipura, your chakra of will, your focus. It is the arrow that points you in whatever direction you're going. You will follow that arrow. Even if you deny it, you will still go in that direction. 6 is the Lord of Light, the hidden pathway, path of the souls of the children of men. It's your heart chakra, Anahata. Empathy. Empathy is the key to that chakra. Path of the souls. It's why you have emotion. It's why you have suffering, so you can understand what you do to others and how not to. 7 is he who is Lord of the vastness, master of space, and key of the times. This is your Vishuddha. Your Vishuddha chakra is your throat chakra. It it maintains communication and speaking your truth. It also gives you your creative energies so that if you aren't speaking your truth, you can somehow express them. Through dance or through song. Like I find that when I sing, I can't hide my emotion when I sing. I don't know why. And I like to sing, but like I'm mostly Disney because I have a lot of kids. So with all the kid stuff, it's mostly all the songs that I hear are like kid songs or whatever. But when I sing, it's all over my face. I can't lie. How I'm feeling, I'll accidentally cry just singing, just getting into the words. I don't know, but it's magic. But that comes from your Vishuddha chakra. That's your creative self-expression and communication chakra. Hidden pathway. Lord of the vastness. So also, not only is it your creativity, self-expression chakra, it also is the key to the ether and traversing it. And C.W. Leadbeater said that, and I'm drawing a blank. I want to say it was either Franz Barden. I want to say it was Franz Barden. Also tells you that time travel and astral projection and all of that is accomplished via Vishuddha chakra. 8 is he who orders the progress, weighs and balances the journey of men. This is your Ajna chakra as it controls your circadian rhythms. And it produces the viaticum or the DMT or whatever it is that gives you that perfect mana to keep your body stable without any earthly influence. Weighs and balances the journey of men. So you have to activate that. Activation, like we said in the last video, of the first 3 chakras is innate. As long as you live to be 25, you will activate the lower 3 chakras. To activate the heart chakra takes effort. To activate the Vishuddha chakra takes effort and understanding. And then also you have to know where you're going. So it's like navigation is also required. And then to activate the Ajna chakra, you have to have activated all the chakras below it. And when you activate Ajna chakra, that's, third eye consciousness, right? Which just opens up more of your body and your mind to your immediate access. 9 is the Father, vasty of countenance, forming and changing from out of the formless. And we already talked about the infinite 9 over the others from each cosmic cycle. Lord of all, Sahasrara chakra. Crown chakra. Once you've activated your third eye consciousness and all the lower chakras, then you have the infinite 9. Infinite, as in now you can astral project whenever you want to. Your life is pretty much basically a walking lucid dream, and you're just in more control, and you just have more understanding. It all makes sense now, right? And then with the Kundalini energies, you can do more. You can see more. You can be more. You can be more. And that's the goal, right? Reach ever upward, O soul of the morning. Turn thy thoughts upward to light and to life. Finding the keys of the numbers I bring thee. Light on the pathway from life unto life. And the keys, the numbers themselves are vague on purpose, is what he's saying. I want to be like, they're the numbered dimensions, right? Like the number of extra dimensional spaces we have. I don't know. I think it's easier to understand if I just assume, that 1 is mineral, and 2 is vegetable, and 3 is animal, and then 4 is mental, and then 5 is, overcoming all of that, spiritual, right? And then as you just go up, you get less dense and more powerful. Seek ye with wisdom. Turn thy thoughts inward. Close not thy mind to the flower of light. Place in thy body a thought form picture. Think of the numbers that lead thee to life. So when you're meditating and visualization skills are on point, you utilize that to activate the chakras in meditation, or to cleanse them, or to, restock them, or whatever you want to do. You have to visualize it happening, and then you'll feel it. This I know. Clear as a pathway to he who has wisdom. Open the door to the kingdom of light. Pour forth thy flame as a sun of the morning. Shut out the darkness and live in the day. Use sensory deprivation when you meditate. Use sensory deprivation because if you can still hear things, then you're still connected to the body. So if you're trying to traverse the body, you need to close out light and sound. Not air. You definitely still need air. But when you meditate, you need to use visualization and sensory deprivation at the same time. Take thee, O man, as part of thy being, the 7 who are but are not as they seem. Accept that the chakras are a thing, and then you can utilize them and their power and the Kundalini energies that are just dormant waiting. Do that. And then he says, open to a man have I my wisdom, follow the path in the way I have led. Masters of wisdom, son of the morning light. Sun, S-U-N, of the morning light, and life to the children of men are your chakras. Sun, central suns, receiving light from the higher dimensions constantly, and giving them to you for free, which is actual life, not what we're doing out here. What we're doing out here is not actual life. The actual life is within you. So get to know that, and get to know yourself as a result. And that's where we're at for tablet 3. Thanks for listening.